It's the most wonderful time of the year, Carmela.
Christmas?
No, we're back in football season.
Oh, right.
And football season means tailgating.
Wow.
And wine.
What?
Yeah, that's right. Today we're going to talk about wines that are made for tailgating, food, and fun.
Ooh, I like it.
Hello, and welcome to the Wine Pair Podcast. I'm Joe, your sommelier of a reasonably priced wine, and this is my wife and my wine pairing partner in crime, Carmela.
Hi there.
And we are the Wine Pair.
Woo!
Okay, a quick orientation for those of you who may be new to the podcast. In each episode, we learn about and we taste, and we give our brutally honest review of 3 wines that are reasonably priced, meaning under $20 each, and they should be easy for you to find. And our podcast is made for people who want to learn more about wine and find new wines to enjoy, and just want someone to talk about wine in a way that normal people can understand.
Or just somebody to talk to.
Or just need somebody to talk to.
That's kind of where I thought you were going for a minute there.
Okay,
I just need somebody to talk to. And sometimes when you drink wine, you find that you have a lot to say.
That's right. So if that sounds like you and you need somebody to talk to, you're in the right place.
Woo.
Okay. And we are proud to say that we have been featured recently in the Mercury News, and we are recommended by the editors of Decanter magazine, who call us fun, irreverent,
chatty,
and entertaining. Okay, Carmela, we are just at the cusp of what is one of my most favoritist times of the year.
Right.
Football season here in the good old US of A.
All right.
And many diehard football fans love to throw a good tailgate party. And that
I
may
thought
be
you say throw a great touchdown.
touchdown pass. No, but they may throw that tailgate party at the stadium, or they may throw a tailgate-like party at their home or at somebody else's house, right? Now, many people are under the mistaken impression that beer is the beverage of choice at a tailgate.
Oh, boo.
But don't get us wrong. We think beer is a great choice.
Boo.
It's a great choice.
Yeah.
But since this is a wine podcast,
Right. It would be funny if all of a sudden we were tasting beer.
yeah, that would be dumb.
Yeah.
That would be stupid.
People wouldn't listen. Or they might, but they'd be like, wait, I'm in the wrong place.
That's right. And not just wine, but wine in cans.
Okay, see, if you can have beer in a can, you
You
can have wine in a can.
That's right. But before we get there, Carmela, I want to talk a little bit about tailgating itself.
Okay.
Now, did you know that a third of people who tailgate never actually make it to the game?
I totally believe it. I'm sure I was in that category once upon a time.
Me too. We the both of us.
Are you sure that you?
Not
I think
together.
You probably,
but,
no, but right.
I
but
was a nerd. I would
you were
probably
like,
get to the game.
Oh, not even a nerd. You were just like, no, I'm going to the game. Whereas I was like, well, maybe we'll make it. Maybe we won't.
Yeah,
But if I was with you, then we just like walk through the tailgate and like miss the whole tailgate.
Okay. Anyway, according to a YouGov poll, 77% of people who tailgate drink alcohol.
Oh, wow.
I thought it'd be higher, actually, than
Oh,
that.
God. Actually, I think it's a little disturbing.
Yeah. Okay. And then a third don't make it to the game. And the most popular drink at a tailgate is
Beer.
Beer, of course. The same survey said the second alcoholic beverage of choice is liquor. So that could be basically anything.
Right.
And then 11% in the survey said wine.
Okay.
So we're going to see if we can bump that percentage up
Do you think
just
it's
a
like
little bit.
it's like something that's becoming more of a thing?
Totally.
I think people do drink more wine nowadays than they used to anyway.
I think so. And I think sometimes now, like people have fancy tailgates, and so they're bringing out bottles of wine and stuff. But we're going to talk about cans of wine.
Okay.
Now, in addition to eating and drinking at tailgates, people also evidently play a lot of games at tailgates.
And they make a big mess sometimes too. Clean up your mess, people.
I know. Come on. Don't be slobs.
Right.
Come on. Clean up.
I know. When you're tired after the whole thing.
Pack it out. And that's why canned wines are great, too.
It's true. And they can be recycled right there.
Okay. Guess what the most favoritist games at tailgates are? Any guesses?
Beer pong.
Beer pong, yes.
Quarters.
Beer pong is the
Would you
most.
rather?
Actually, cornhole is actually the most popular.
But wait, cornhole, then you got to bring a lot of stuff with you.
Well, okay, but whatever. But beer pong is number 2.
Oh, see.
Okay, what was the other one you said?
Quarters, but that's hard because you need a table. It's probably not on there.
Agree.
Would you rather? No, that's dumb. That's more like a car ride.
Okay,
game.
you want some other ones from a poll? Catch.
Okay.
Flip cup, which I'm not exactly sure what flip cup is.
Okay.
And then the ladder toss. which is not tossing a ladder.
Like you take the thing with has
balls,
a string on it. With
the balls.
Right.
The balls on a string.
Whoa.
And you toss it at the ladder.
Yeah, and then you want it to catch on there. And if it doesn't, then I don't know.
Okay.
So in addition, this seems to me that this could really interrupt a lot of other people's tailgates, though.
If you miss when you're throwing
if you're playing
something.
Catch, if you're playing
that's
any of those.
That's just part of the thing. You got a bunch of meatheads out there
right.
throwing
Somebody's
balls
been drinking
around.
a lot of wine, beer, and then right in somebody's
What do you think
eye.
happens? Why do you think there's garbage all over the place? Anyway.
Because they're playing games? I don't know.
Because people are drinking. They're drinking. That's why.
Messy drunks.
That's right. So anyway, you better bring not just beverages, but food and some games.
And garbage bags.
And people spend a lot of time at the tailgates. A lot.
I mean, sometimes they're going like at the crack of dawn.
All day.
I mean,
all
really.
day.
I mean, maybe all day, every day. But really, they are there early. And they are like, they've got it down. Like they've got their like full on stoves
and they plan for this stuff all year.
And tents and chairs and sleeping bags.
TVs. They got TVs and generators and all sorts of crap.
Oh man, it's a thing.
I know.
It's
exhausting. We gotta keep rolling.
Okay,
sorry. I'm exhausted. Okay. In a minute, we're gonna try some canned wines to see if we can help you find some good choices for your next tailgate party. And I will say, Carla, we're going crazy. We're breaking the 3-wine rule. The 3-wine rule of our podcast is going out the door because we're going to do 5 wines because I wanted to have a variety. I wanted to have some white. I wanted to have some red. I wanted to have a rosé.
We are tailgating for
we are
sure.
Tailgating here because, a lot of different palates, want different things and different foods. So we're just going to, we're going crazy. Wow. We're going crazy.
Okay.
And so we're going to talk also a little bit about the top tailgating foods and maybe which of the wines that we have that we think will go well with those foods. But first,
you got to do our shameless plug.
That's right. So we want to thank you for listening to us and supporting our show. And if you haven't had the chance to do so yet, now would be a really awesome time to subscribe to the podcast. You just click that little subscribe button or plus button or whatever it is. And it's a free way to support us. And then you never have to miss a show.
Do you think that people bring stemmed glasses to the tailgate?
They might, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
I'm doing the shameless plug right now. You totally broke the
I have so
shameless
many
plug.
questions.
Okay.
I have so much to talk about right now.
And back to the shameless plug. Another great way to support us is to leave a nice rating and review on our website or on Apple Podcasts or other podcast service. And you can follow us and see pictures of the wines we're tasting and trying today at Instagram at thewinepairpodcast.com. And you can follow us on Threads. And you can contact us on our website, thewinepairpodcast.com. And you can sign up for our email newsletter there and get news and food and wine pairing ideas from that newsletter. And by the way, we just sent the newsletter out. And if you missed it, you can email me at joe@thewinepairpodcast.com and I will send you it.
I feel like you're talking really fast because you don't want me to interrupt. Yeah.
And as we do every week, we'll tell you someone we think you should tell about the Wine Pair podcast. And this week, it's going to be really obvious.
Anybody who likes a tailgate.
That's right. Okay. If you love American football and you love a good tailgate party, let them know. Just send them this episode. You can just send it to them.
Why not a European football tailgating?
You can do that. Okay. You can do that. But I'm just saying it's American football season, which is why we're talking about this.
Okay.
But yes, absolutely. If you like a good soccer or football game or baseball game or whatever game.
Do they tailgate at a lot of other sporting events?
I don't. You are really asking a lot of questions.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's great. It means you're engaged and you care.
Oh, God. Are you sure you want that?
No, I'm actually not sure.
Okay.
All right. So let's talk about tailgating foods and why canned wines are a great idea for tailgates. But first, actually, Carmela, I want to do a public service announcement.
Okay.
About canned wines.
Okay.
And what do you think that public service announcement is going to be?
I don't know.
Well, just be forewarned, dear listeners, that a can of wine is half a bottle.
This is important.
That's
this
right.
is important.
A single 12-ounce can of wine is basically equivalent to half a bottle of wine. I know it doesn't seem possible, but it's true.
Yeah, no.
A can of wine is 355 milliliters, and a half a bottle of wine is 375 milliliters.
Yeah, so be forewarned. I mean, it's not like buying a soda.
No.
You can't, if you buy
a soda. Or drinking a beer.
Right. Like those are single servings. Like you buy a can of wine to share.
Yes.
It's a shareable can.
Yes. And if you drink 2 cans, you're probably going to be on your lips.
Right. You do not want to be at a game.
You will not make it to the game.
No, you won't make it to the game, or you won't make it at least back to the tailgate.
No.
And your place will be a mess.
That's right.
And you will not want to clean it up.
And you'll wake up in the middle of the mess with a hangover.
Be careful. That was smart, Joe.
Yeah, I know. Okay. So back to tailgating. And I'll say, even though we don't attend a lot of live games in person anymore, I guess that's not
live games in person.
Okay. But I do love a tailgate. I love tailgate foods. And I just associate tailgate foods and those types of foods with sporting events, right?
Right. Well, we do a lot of at-home tailgates.
We do. And because we're nerds and we're wine nerds, we think the beverage that you have with those tailgate foods matters.
Right.
So I looked at a few different sources for the top tailgating foods. And if you want links to these articles that we use as a reference, you can head over to our website, look for this episode, click on the episode, and scroll down to find the show notes. But here are the top tailgating foods based on an aggregation that I did of different sources. And of course, there may be regional differences. So the order could be altered depending on where you live, or maybe there's other foods that you might think aren't on the list and should be. So number 1, any guess?
Burgers.
That is number 1. Good job. Yeah. What's number 2?
Hot dogs.
Oh my gosh, you got it right. Number 3, any idea?
Nachos.
That's actually, I have that down number 6. Number 3, chicken wings.
Oh, chicken
Okay,
wings.
what's another?
Oh, I was going to just say like potato chips.
Chips and dip.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But that's number 5. Pizza's number 4.
Pizza, like delivered to your tailgate?
I think you can bring pizza too. You could deliver, I suppose, but you can bring pizza.
That delivery man would be, or person, not very happy.
No. And then tacos. Some sort of they had pulled barbecue pork, but I feel like that's too specific. I'm just going to say like barbecued stuff.
What about egg rolls?
Nope, not on there. Not on the top list. Fruit and veggie trays.
Of course. Try to throw in something like healthy.
Just to make you feel better. And then
ice cream sandwiches.
Actually, ice cream was on there, but people don't like it because it melts.
Well, you got to bring your cooler.
You do. Or your fridge with the generator.
Okay.
And then the last one is pasta salads. So I'm going to
I can see that.
break the rules here. I'm going to give you a copy of this because you're going to need it to refer to, Carmela.
Okay. Ooh, I got the script.
Okay, anything on there that you think we missed?
We did pretty well.
Okay. Well, it says we because I aggregated this from off of the interwebs.
So you did this. It's all about you. You get all the credit. Okay. No, I think that we hit them all.
Okay, and again, out there in listening land, we're going to post some stuff on Instagram, and you can comment or send us a note about what you think, what foods we may have missed, or if there's a favorite or regional dish that maybe we didn't cover.
Do you want me to ask you some of these things?
No, I don't want you to ask me any questions because I already know because I wrote them. Okay. When it comes to like the foods, though, what is your favorite? What would you choose of those foods?
What do you think? Do you want to guess, or just want me to tell you?
Nachos.
Nachos for sure. Anything nacho taco related, chips, dips, like salsa. That's what I want.
What do you think I would have?
You're going to go right for the hot dog.
I love a good hot dog. No,
every time we go to a game, you get a hot dog.
I love it. I think they're easier to eat than hamburgers. I love a good hamburger. But hamburgers, things like plop and flop around. Like a hot dog is just
encased in a bun.
It's all encased in that. Delicious.
Ooh, what do you want on your hot dog?
Oh, just mustard. Just mustard. That's it.
I know.
Nothing else. Now, like I do like tacos and that kind of stuff, but I kind of think that's more of a bar thing. Chicken wings, more of a bar thing.
Yeah.
Pizza, even, I think, is more of like a bar or at-home thing.
Right. I could see a taco bar, though, at a tailgate.
Actually, you're right. I totally could see that.
It's easy to just put it together, roll it up. It'd be good.
Yeah, and some people do really elaborate tailgates.
Sure.
They're not doing just hot dogs and hot dogs. Did I say hot dogs and hot dogs? They're not just doing hamburgers and hot dogs.
Hot dogs and hot dogs.
They're doing also hot dogs. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so what we're going to do in this episode, as I mentioned, is we're going to taste these 5 different cans of wine. And instead of our usual food pairing, which is just kind of ideas off of the top of our heads, we're going to say which of these foods we think would go with any particular wine that we're trying. Okay.
Did you give this to me so I'd stay on track?
No, not at all.
Okay.
It's so you wouldn't ask, what were the foods again? I wanted you to have them.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now, canned wines may seem like a obvious choice for tailgating, right?
Right.
But why are canned wines especially great for tailgating, Carmela? What are some reasons?
Obviously, because they're not breakable.
Not breakable. That's right.
Right.
What's another great reason?
Because they're easy to store or like pack.
Pack in, pack out.
Yeah, pack it in.
And when you're done, you can just crush them. You can't do that with a wine bottle.
No, you don't want to be taking a wine bottle.
Well, no. And the other thing is, you just crack them open. You don't need a corkscrew.
No, they're so convenient.
So easy. Yeah. And then the other thing is, if you don't have a nice wine glass, you can just drink them out of the can. And if you drank straight out of a bottle, you'd look cuckoo. But drinking out of a can of wine, you're probably not going to look quite as crazy.
Well, they have those really cool, like, insulated cups now.
Yeah.
Or like little aluminum, like, what are those called? Oops, I just hit that.
Yeah, like a Yeti cup or whatever.
Yeah. What are those called?
They're called wine cups, but they're for...
Oh, okay.
But they're insulated.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
They have so many cool ones now.
Yeah. So canned wines, awesome choice for tailgating, right? Mm-hmm. So let's take a little look before we start tasting about the wines that we chose for this episode. What do you say?
I'm ready.
Okay. So as usual, all the wines that we have chosen for this episode are under $20. And because they're cans, they're all very reasonably priced. And no can is over $6, which is a decent bargain if you consider that 2 cans is a bottle. Mm-hmm. Okay. And all of them should be relatively easy to find because I bought them all at stores within a couple of miles of our house, right? Oh. I bought them at Target, at Safeway, and at Total Wine. Okay. So I think you can find most of these canned wines anywhere, and you can definitely find canned wines more. It's becoming more and more common that you can find canned wines, and they're definitely becoming a format that you see at stadiums and bars and those kinds of things. So not hard to find them. And remember that we have 5 cans of wine that we're going to be trying today. So I'm going to try and run through these pretty fast. But again, I wanted to have a good mix of, I have 2 whites, 2 reds, and a rosé. Okay, so
no sparkling.
The first canned wine that we're going to be tasting today is called Creamery Chardonnay, and I can tell you right off the bat that I'm not expecting to like this wine, but
you're keeping an open mind.
Keeping an open mind, and I know there are lots and lots and lots and lots of people out there who love their Chardonnay, so I wanted to make sure we covered a good mix of wines, not just what we like. The wine says it's barrel fermented, and the website says it's 100% fermented in oak for 7 months, of which 60% of the oak is American, so I'm expecting a lot of that buttery mouthfeel, that vanilla and oak flavors on top of the tropical fruit, and probably a headache.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Just what you want after a tailgate.
That's right. The second canned wine we're tasting is called House Wine Sauvignon Blanc, and we've definitely had a house wine before, but we usually drink their bubblies, and we like their bubblies.
Yes, we do.
I don't think we've had their Sauvignon Blanc before. And I'll just note that although house wine is from California, they do comment on the can that the grapes are from Chile. Oh. So we'll see how this wine stacks up to cooler climate Sauvignon Blancs. Okay. And if this wine has some of those tropical fruit and citrusy flavors. So we're going to find that out.
Okay.
The third canned wine we're going to try is called 14 Hands Hot to Trot Smooth Red Blend. Okay, so now you just were silent on that one. There's
I didn't know what to say.
Pause there. Okay, like a lot of American red wine blends, this one does not really tell us what the exact blend is, which I find very frustrating, but I did find a little bit of information. Okay. It is evidently predominantly Merlot with Syrah and Cabernet mixed in.
Ooh, okay.
So I think that's interesting because when I saw that there was a predominance of Merlot and the addition of Cabernet Sauvignon, I thought, oh, this must be a Bordeaux-style blend. But Syrah is really unusual in a Bordeaux-style blend. So I think this is just kind of a melange of grapes.
Wow.
And they added in Syrah and Cabernet Sauvignon probably to meet the expectations of American wine drinkers who like to be punched in the face with the red wine.
Ooh, just what lots of people like at a tailgate.
I think so, too. And the other thing is, a lot of times these are kind of what you might call a cocktail wine. So although it will go well with food, I think some of these richer flavored red wines will probably, people just enjoy drinking them without having to have food with them.
Do you think when people make canned wines that they have tailgating in mind? Do you think they advertise it? Because, I mean, they're so convenient, right? People are definitely making them because they're trying to get away from the glass bottle.
Yeah.
So I wonder if people have you seen it before?
I think there's a variety of reasons. I think it's for convenience, easy to take in and out of places. Even like if you're going camping or like a perfect for a tailgate. But I also think it's a little bit more environmentally friendly. So I think there's part of that too.
They need to start making them half cans, though.
Well, wait a minute, because we're going to get there kind of in a second.
Okay.
Okay, so the fourth wine, give me a minute.
Sorry.
The fourth wine we're going to try is the Underwood Pinot Noir, and I'm pretty sure we've had this before, but I don't think we did it in the podcast yet. And we, of course, love a good Oregon Pinot Noir, so I'm curious to see what we think about this one.
Okay.
Now, the 2019 Underwood Pinot Noir, Wine Spectator gave a 90, but I haven't seen any reviews since then. So, and I've seen a bunch of different tasting notes for this wine. So my expectation is that it's going to be a relatively easy drinking wine, and it probably varies from year to year as the mix of grapes they're using changes.
Okay.
Okay, and now to your question, Carmela. The fifth wine is in a smaller can.
Oh.
It's a 250 milliliter can, so it's probably about 8 ounces. It's really a cute little can, and I had to get it because it's so cute, and it's rosé, and as an extra special bonus, the label has Portland, Oregon on it.
Wow, we love Portland.
And we just moved our son and his girlfriend down to Portland, so I had to get it.
Yay, okay, good.
So this wine is called Oak Flat Vineyards Rosé, and beyond the fact that it's made from Grenache, I think, and fermented in stainless steel, there wasn't really much out there I could find about it, and I think it's pretty new on the market, and I couldn't even find a presence for them like on Instagram or anything like that. So I think I was just, suckered in by the label and the cute can size, and I can admit that. Okay,
Carmela, that's fine.
Because I'm an adult.
You're a better person.
I'm an adult.
I think you're stronger and more important because you said that.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
I'm
you
okay
should be.
just admitting.
Everything's better when it's mini anyway.
I agree.
I mean, who doesn't love a
mini
can?
cakes?
Mini cakes?
Like the baby cakes lady right here, right across from me, making mini cakes and baby bites and all that.
Ask our daughter. She says that. We both believe.
That's because she's a mini person.
Hey, she isn't. She's full size.
She is full size, but she's on the small end of full size.
Well, right, but mini is best.
Okay. And on that note, I think that's enough information, enough about cans. I think we're going to get to drinking. So we're going to take a break and we'll be right back. And if you have any canned wines or wines like this that you want to drink along with us, unless you're driving, do it.
Okay.
Okay, we are back, and we're going to, again, try and do this a little bit faster. This is the first wine, the Creamery Chardonnay. It's from California. All these cans are non-vintage. They don't give the year. This one was $5.99. We got it at Safeway. It's 13.5% alcohol and 100% Chardonnay. And Carmela, what are you smelling? Let's do this quick.
Well, it smells like a cellar.
Oh, God.
It is like big, and it smells like a tailgate. Like, it just reminds me of walking in somewhere where somebody just spilled a whole lot of wine on the ground.
I smell like wood box. I smell vanilla. I smell caramel.
Okay.
Caramel.
Right. Caramel or caramel?
Same difference. Okay. It just smells it smells like grape juice that was left in a box too long.
Yeah, it has a little, not an off smell, but it's just so rich. Like, I can get that vanilla. And a little bit just like sweet too, sugary.
Definitely. Vanilla. Yeah, that vanilla, honey, whatever in there. Okay, let's give it a good taste.
Wood. Ooh, and match. I'm tasting like match too. What is it? Maybe something's off with my taste buds tonight. It's so rich.
I'm getting a little bit of fruit, like apple-y kind of fruit on it, but it's just like
maybe a little pear.
This is just not my style. It's just not my style.
A big aftertaste.
Yeah, totally. What food would you eat with this wine of these tailgating foods?
Well, I do think for a white wine though, you could do like cheesy nachos.
Yeah, I think you need something cheesy.
Pizza. I think you could do a cheesy pizza. Maybe the tomato would be a little bit, too acidic for it. But definitely, even like the pulled pork sandwich.
Okay.
What do you think?
I'm thinking more in the cheesy, something chips.
Definitely cheesy.
Chips and dips or cheesy, something salty. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
For sure. Potato chips. Mm-hmm.
So what rating are you going to give this wine, Carmela?
Well, it's just not my style, but I'm probably going to give it, a 5.
Okay, good. I'm going to give it a 2.
Wow.
It's horrible. I can't even stomach it. I'm gonna be sick.
Oh wow.
If you like a buttery Chardonnay, you're probably gonna love it. I really despise those types of wines, and so it's just
it doesn't really taste just like a Chardonnay though to me. Even maybe it's the can taste.
I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't like it. Too oaky. Way too oaky. Way too oaky for a white wine.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna take a quick break and try our next wine. Okay. Okay, we're going to try our next canned wine. This is House Wine Sauvignon Blanc. It's from Chile. Again, non-vintage. $3.99. It was on sale, but this is really cheap. Got it at Safeway. 12% alcohol, 100% Sauvignon Blanc. Carmela, what are you smelling? Ooh.
I'm getting some peach.
I am too.
Are
and
you?
Tropical fruit, that kind of poggy, that pog kind of,
Yes.
papaya, orange, guava.
A little bit of orange even.
That's what I said. Papaya, orange, guava.
Oh, a little bit of orange.
Yeah, it's definitely got citrus. It's rich. It's got a nice fruity smell, but no oak.
No,
Definitely no
not
oak
at
on
all. Yeah, very nice.
it. Let's taste this. It's nice.
Yeah,
a
it's
little
definitely
sweet.
tropical.
A little bitter.
A little bitter at the end.
Yeah,
But I'm
almost
getting-
got like it's got that citrusy pith.
Isn't it funny? There's just no. I'm really not getting like apple though on this. It's definitely that tropical blend is
Citrusy.
really coming through. Yeah,
Very citrusy.
I like it though.
Anything else you're tasting?
That's covering it.
It's thin, but I'll tell you what. Like this is for at a football game, dangerous.
It could be, especially like early fall when it's still sunny out and you want something kind of refreshing.
Dude, you could crack this open and just guzzle.
Oh God!
If it was hot out,
be careful.
this is
people.
dangerous because
Be
it's
careful.
like it's still 12% alcohol, but it doesn't. So
There's
that's
something about a tailgate, like people kind of get crazy. Like it's like, well, it could be 10 a.m., like a noon game, and people can get crazy. So be careful.
Oh yeah,
It's
because this
delicious
will drink
for,
easy.
for that. It's like an easy drinking. Like, ooh, I'm ready for a good time.
So we did the nose and the mouth, right? We already said what it smells like, what it tastes like.
Yeah.
Okay, what tailgating food would you pair with this wine?
Well, I think you could again do some cheeses. It's a little more. I'm not going to say elegant, but it's a little more sophisticated in my mind. Like the other one just needed really something cheesy and big to kind of stand up to it. This you could do even like a veggie platter. I'm thinking of the foods we have to choose from. A pasta salad.
Pasta salad.
Fresh, like a primavera pasta salad would be nice.
You know what else would be good? If you had like a spicy chicken wing. Spicy chicken wings would go really well with this because spicy foods do really well. And actually, so do salty foods. So like chips and dip, like potato chips and those kinds of things I think would go really well
Yeah, you're
with
going
this.
down that lane. I like it. I like that.
Yeah, I am. So now in terms of ratings, this is kind of interesting. Do you think you're going to rate this just kind of in general, or do you think you're going to rate it based on a canned wine?
Well, that's where it's always a bit of a struggle because you do sort of compare it to what you're having that evening,
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm thinking like right now, if I'm going to choose a canned wine, this would be out of the two so far, definitely.
Well, for sure, but that's too relative.
Yeah, no, I think I'm doing a little bit of both. What about you?
So what are you rating it?
Oh, you want me to give the rating?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to give it a 7.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a 7.
I would
like it.
definitely buy this
I'd
can
buy
of
it.
wine.
And if I were
Sauvignon
going to
Blanc.
tailgate, I'd bring a 6-pack of this sucker.
Wow,
I like
buddy.
it.
Buddy.
It would be good. People would love it.
You got to share.
Yeah.
Do they come in 6-packs?
4-packs, I think,
Okay.
because it's like that's 2 bottles of wine.
That's a
lot.
What does a can cost these days?
Like I already said, none of them were over $6, and I give the
true.
price
Oh
on all
my
of them. I'm
gosh.
glad you're listening.
I was reading this. See, that's why you don't give me the script. I'm paying attention to the script then. Whoa.
All right, we're going to take a pause, and we're going to try our next wine.
Okay.
Okay, we are back and we're ready to try the next wine. This is the 14 Hands Hot Trot Smooth Red Blend. This is from Columbia Valley in Washington. Again, a non-vintage. It's $5.99. We got it at Target. It's 12.5% alcohol, which is not very much. And again, predominantly Merlot blended with Syrah and Cabernet Sauvignon. And Carmela, what are you smelling?
Okay, my question though is now, is the intention to drink it out of the can?
Well, you're going to try and drink
I know,
it out
that's
of the
why
can,
I
aren't
just
you?
thought I might as well. Like, do you crack open? Is that part of it? Or are people still pouring this in a glass?
I don't know, Carmela.
I guess it depends on
I've not
the
been
situation.
to tailgate in a long time.
Okay, because you can't really smell. You're not really smelling it very well.
Which, when you're talking about wine, like smelling is actually real. And any food, smell is a key part of tasting it.
Right.
So you're going to miss out.
It's harder. That's why I just wanted to try this, but it is definitely harder to smell. What are you smelling?
It's got fruit. It's got like black fruit. It's got, like almost like blueberry to me.
Ooh,
And a
okay.
licorice. Got some licorice and some spice
Maybe
on it.
a little plum.
A little plum. It's dark licorice, but like a black licorice for sure I'm smelling. And a little bit of wood and a little bit of smoke.
Okay. Geez, see, it is.
But it's licoricey. It's
Definitely
like it's
hard.
not just a black licorice, it's almost like a blackberry licorice too. It's both. Like that black licorice taste as well as like a berry licorice. Okay, let's taste it.
Okay. It's a little weird to drink
It is out of
wine
a can.
out of a can. It's a little weird.
Go ahead.
No, I'm getting some of that that little bit of blueberry on it.
Blueberry.
Yeah, something about it's more mild, and there's not a lot of tannins in
But it's
this.
a little tart berry, don't you
Yeah.
think? Kind of a tart berry. No, it's not a lot of tannin. It kind of cleans up off the tongue. But it's juicy. This is very juicy.
is, yeah.
This is very juicy wine. You know what's really interesting? I get a whiff of mint on it when I'm like going to drink it. Like a
How
little
strange,
whiff
like a-
of
like
mint,
green
like
mint
eucalyptus, like eucalyptus.
Oh, eucalyptus is
Yeah.
pretty different from mint, though, isn't
Well,
it?
that kind of like that eucalyptusy, minty kind of taste. I get
so not like
kind
a
of whiff of
peppermint,
that.
more of like
Yeah.
more of a plant-based
Yeah.
mint. Okay.
So what did you taste? Anything specific you tasted on it?
I was kind of writing a couple things down.
Like what?
So, no, I mean, I was writing some of the things you were saying.
Not what but what are you tasting?
Well, again, I'm not, drinking from a can is different.
It's
I'm
weird.
not really
It's
getting
really
a
weird.
lot of, I am getting a little bit of that black fruit or like a dark fruit,
Blackberry jam. It's very jammy.
kind of, more jammy, more stewed berries, even, like a stewed blackberry. And again, back to that blueberry. When you said that, I was like, I am tasting that.
Blueberry for sure. What of these tailgating foods would you eat with this wine?
Okay, what about you?
Burger. For sure, burgers.
Okay.
I think most of these pizzas,
Hot
nachos,
dogs.
hot
Ooh,
dogs,
we're not
all
going
of
to be
it,
eating a hot dog.
pulled pork, they would all go with it. This is not a heavy duty wine. I think it's a pretty easy drinking wine. I think people would like it. There's not a ton of depth or complexity in it, I don't
a
think.
little more versatile for a red wine,
It's
maybe
versatile.
too.
Yeah, I think people would like it. So, I'm on the verge of calling it a crowd pleaser, although it's just not quite my cup of tea. But
Cup of wine.
yeah, but I think a lot of tailgate foods this would go with. So,
Okay.
what about you? What do you think?
Well, again, you're right. Like, I think that a lot of people would like this, red or white wine drinkers. So I think it would be a nice one to bring with you. And wait, what did you ask me?
What rating would you give it?
For tailgate.
Focus in.
Okay, for a tailgate.
It's only 3 wines in. We still got 2 more to
Oh my
go, sister.
God. Okay, so for tailgate, I think I would give this because this is what I'm saying. I'm rating this as a tailgate wine now.
Okay.
Remember you were
Okay.
asking me? And
Okay.
the tailgate canned wine. I'm going to give it a 7 because I would buy it.
For a tailgate, you would.
I would.
You'd say, if people were coming over for a football party to our house.
Not to our house. I think I'd need to travel.
This is very much a tailgate.
This would be like, let's go travel. It's easy. It's in
Okay.
a can. If we were at our house, I probably wouldn't do it.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
So I
Fair
don't know.
enough.
It's fine between like a 6 and a 7. The
Okay.
taste, though, like I said, it's like you maybe said too. It's kind of thin. It's not a punch you in the face.
It's actually not a punch you in the face wine. It's
Right.
pretty easy drinking. And actually, I think even though you wouldn't chill a red wine like this typically,
I think
you could
you
actually
could.
chill this one
Yeah.
and it would be totally fine.
Yeah. So I guess I'll give it a 7.
Yeah. I think that's fair. I'm going to give it a 6. I don't really like the wine all that much, but I do agree that for a tailgate, it's good. So, if I were nicer, that would
True.
be more nice, would be nicer. I'd probably give it a 7. But I'm feeling, 6 is about what I'd give it. Not a 4, not a 5. I think I'd give it a 6.
You're going to finish it, but you're not going to be the
Totally.
one that brings it.
But if I'm at a tailgate, I agree. Fine with it. Even if it's cold, I'm fine with it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, let's take a break and try our 4th wine.
Whoa.
Okay, we are back and we're ready to taste our 4th wine. This is the Underwood Pinot Noir. It's from Oregon. This is, again, a non-vintage. It's $4.79 at Total Wine, 13% alcohol, and the grapes are Pinot Noir. So, Carmela, what are you smelling? You're, again, doing can. You're just drinking straight out of the can.
We're just, we're trying to really
going for it.
Right. I want to feel like, getting in the
It's
mood.
mostly because you just didn't want to do dishes.
True. Hey, just, don't, sell me out here.
I'm not selling you out. It's just part of who you are. Okay, so what are you smelling on this one?
I'm smelling wood.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't smell like a Pinot to me.
No, it doesn't. It's really funny smelling out of a can.
It smells woody. It smells like sulfur, like matchstick. Yes, it doesn't have a lot of fruit on it, which is really weird. Like I would have expected a lot of cherry, like a sweet cherry or a candied cherry.
Not at all.
Not at all. Like I'm hardly getting any. I'm getting more like wood and leather.
Right.
I'm almost getting leather on it.
Fruit. Yeah. If anything, it's like maybe like a blackberry.
Yeah.
But like kind of the brand. What do you call them? Brambles. Kind of the bramble of a blackberry.
I almost wonder if this is they use a little smoke taint grapes in it. Because it just doesn't taste like a Pinot to me.
I wonder when, you never know.
Yeah.
There could be smoke on these.
Let's taste it.
Okay. Oh, but I'm looking at the notes on the back of the can. I cheated.
What does it say?
Sorry. I didn't mean to. I was just looking at the back. It says notes, cherry, blueberry, cigar box.
Cigar box for sure.
Wow.
I just tasted it. I'm really not getting a lot of fruit on it.
No.
I actually, normally I'd be like all Pinot Noir all day. I think I actually like the Hot to Trot better.
Yeah, me too. That for some strange reason, that was not what you would expect from that wine.
No, that was
neither of them
more
are
mellow.
living up to.
A Merlot can be pretty mellow. Like I think it gets this reputation of being kind of a punch you in the face wine, but Merlot can be a pretty smooth and mellow wine. It's just a little bit richer, a little more tannic.
Yeah,
and Pinot tends to be on the cherry end of the spectrum and very acidic. Mm-hmm. This one's just not there.
No, I'm not. I don't know if I would buy this one.
I don't know either.
It's Oregon grown.
Oregon.
Yeah.
Let's see what of these tailgating foods would you have with this one?
Well, I think it would stand up to most anything on here. Like I think you would want to have this one with food. Like this is like, you've had your glass of something else and now you're going to sip on something. This could be that sipping one that you're going to pair with food.
Yeah.
So I could see, like, I'm not a big burger fan, but I could eat a burger with this. Mm-hmm. And then again, I think you could do nachos too. Something cheesy.
I think you're right. I think most of these foods would work, but you definitely need food. I think you definitely need food with this wine.
It's going to be better with food.
For sure. Mm-hmm. I'm a little bit surprised that it's just kind of underwhelming. Maybe I had too high of expectations of it.
Perhaps.
But what rating would you give this fourth wine,
Well,
Caroline?
I think I'm going to give it a 6.
Okay. I'm actually going to give this one a 5.
Okay.
Like, I would drink it, but I would not buy it. I would definitely, of the two, if I'm going to bring a red wine, of these two, if I'm going to bring a red wine to a tailgating party, I would definitely bring the Hot to Trot. I think more people would like it. I think I would like it better. And I think it would go with more of the foods. I think it was more of a food-friendly wine.
Yeah.
So there you go. And again, very surprised because usually I would think, Pinot. I definitely want the Pinot.
Right.
Okay, we're going to take a break and we're going to try the last little tiny bottle.
I can't wait to see this one.
I said bottle, but it's a can. It's a can. It's all about cans. Have I gone crazy?
You've gone crazy.
I'm drunk.
Whoa.
Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, we are back and we're ready to try our very last wine in this cute little can.
So cute.
You have to go to our Instagram and see it. It's this little sweet little can with a rose on it. And it's a little can, 250 milliliter. It's like an 8-ounce can. It's super cute.
Well, what I love is like this actually has like a real label. Like this feels like they tried hard with the label.
Yeah, like they were really going out of their way to do it.
Yeah, I love it. That's so interesting. The rose, and you're looking into Portland? Must be. The Rose City. There it is. Yeah.
Okay, so this is the Oak Flat Vineyards Rosé. It's from Oregon. It's non-vintage, $5.99. We got it at Total Wine, 12.4% alcohol, and I think it's 100% Grenache. And the one thing I'll say just right off the bat, when it poured, I was like, ooh, it's
effervescent looking.
It's effervescent looking and it's cloudy. It looks like a lemonade or something. Like a grapefruit juice.
Yes.
It doesn't look like wine.
No.
It looks like a juice.
Right, it does. Interesting.
But the smell right off the bat, it's very like fruity smelling, watermelon.
I'm getting the melon for sure.
Grapefruit. I'm getting kind of a grapefruity smell. Maybe a little.
It's a little hard again. I'm doing it in the can.
A little bit of like strawberry leaf or something. It's herby, a little herby.
You're much better. I probably should have poured this in.
But it's kind of cool looking. Anyway,
it is.
Let's taste it.
Okay.
There is effervescence.
There is. Ooh, it's very grapefruity.
Very grapefruity.
Oh,
it's not what I
really
would have
good.
expected. It's not as sweet as I would have expected, but it is very grapefruity, citrusy. It's refreshing.
It doesn't taste like alcohol-y, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it really is light in that sense. Like, it doesn't taste as much like almost like a wine cooler.
I know it is. This is another dangerous wine.
Yeah.
You give, especially in these little cans, you're like,
my
because that's
God.
actually, even though it's like 8 ounces, it's still a
just
big pour.
Yeah, it's
That's a big
over
pour.
a glass of wine.
Yeah, so if you had 2 of these,
Oh,
you're
no.
still on your lips.
No, you're not doing that. You
Well,
shouldn't.
I am.
You
But this
shouldn't.
is a dangerous wine. Like, this
Right.
is one of those wines, like, it's another one of those, like, if it's September and it's still warm and you're just,
Yeah, you should
knocking that
almost
back.
share this guy with somebody else, too. Like, this
I'm
can.
not sharing it with anybody.
Wow. I mean,
It's
this
so
is
cute, though.
so 8 ounces. What's a normal pour? 6? Mm-hmm. So 8 ounces is
It's a big pour. It's a heavy pour.
Yeah. Oh,
It's very grapefruity. I'm getting a little bit of, like, watermelon candy. A little tiny bit on the
like
front
a
end.
Jolly Rancher.
Yeah, but then it's bitter. It's bitter super fast. But, like, right on the first taste. And then it just tastes like grapefruit juice.
Yes.
And it looks like grapefruit juice.
It does, and it is dangerous. It's pleasant. I
man,
like
if you
that
were-
little. It almost has a taste of paloma.
It does kind of paloma.
Yeah, you know that.
Okay, what of the tailgating foods would you have with this?
Oh,
I think it's actually quite, like, I could do hot dog, I could do chicken, I could do
I could
maybe
do a
white
spicy
pizza,
chicken.
chips and dip, nachos. I
Yeah,
could do
pasta
nachos.
salad, even. You know,
Pork, pulled pork, something spicy.
Ooh, yeah, I would say something spicy would be nice with this because this is so refreshing.
I think anything that was maybe too, like, creamy. I'm not sure a pasta salad would be awesome with it because it's so tart.
Oh, I think you could do a pasta salad with like smoked mozzarella.
Ooh, smoked mozzarella. Mozzarella.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm also like, I'm a little, because I've been trying to smell and taste these, I'm still not convinced that you should drink directly out of the can.
I'm not convinced either. I think what if you, like, poured it in, like, a keg cup?
You could.
I think
you're
a
not,
keg cup
it's
would
a
be
different wine experience, right? Like, it's definitely, and that's okay. Like, not everybody is there to, like, look at the color and look at legs on it and look at, whatever. You know.
No, this is actually made for what you were talking about, those insulated wine glasses.
Right.
That's what they're really for.
Exactly. So,
What rating are you going to rate this wine, Carmela?
this could be my favorite of the
I
bunch.
agree.
I might even give it, especially as a canned tailgating wine, I'm going to give it an 8.
I am too. I was going like 7. I'm going to give it a 7. It's an 8.
Yeah, no,
it's good. It's refreshing. It's our style. Okay, so
Yes,
let's just be
yes,
really clear here, people. If you like a buttery Chardonnay, you are not going to like this.
Right.
This is not a buttery Chardonnay. If you like a buttery Chardonnay, that first Chardonnay all day,
Could
like
be
that creamery,
your
like
cup.
that might be yours. It's not our cup of tea, but that's yours. If you like a tart, acidic, like you want something kind of refreshing, this is perfect.
This is it's a great can of wine. I wouldn't say bottle of wine.
I'm going to say if it's a really cold winter football game, maybe not so much.
True.
It's definitely a warmer weather.
Although people do like their beer all year long.
That's
and
true.
nobody's having a cold beer.
You're right. No, everybody's having a cold beer. Nobody's having a warm beer.
Nobody's having a cold beer.
Jeez. Okay, which of these are you finishing tonight, Carmela?
I'm going for this one right here, Oak Flat.
I think I am too. And my second place is the Sauvignon Blanc house wine, and my third place is the Hot to Trot.
Okay, yeah.
Shockingly.
That's okay. I think that's good.
Okay, so let's talk really quickly about the taste profiles expected from these canned wines.
Okay.
The Creamery Chardonnay says, the winery says, a rich wine exhibiting a classic profile of tropical fruit and bosque pear alongside warm oak aromatic. Creme brulee buttered toast finishes with fresh acidity. I didn't get any of the fruit really, but got that creme brulee and buttered toast.
Yes.
House wine Sauvignon Blanc, they say floral aromas are followed by a mouthful of bright tropical fruit with a dry and brisk finish. Okay. Definitely got the smells of tropical fruit.
For
You didn't get
sure.
as much of the taste. The 14 Hands, the winery says, this polished red wine offers aromas of cherry, red currant, and tea. Flavors of cherry pie, ripe berries, and plums, supported by a frame of refined tannins, give way to subtle notes of baking spice on a persistent finish.
Okay.
I don't think we got as much cherry. We got more blueberry, blackberry, that kind of stuff. Underwood Pinot Noir, the winery says strawberry, rhubarb, fennel seed.
Wow.
We didn't get that. The wine library says ripe cherry, plum, strawberry, raspberry, and mushroom. I was getting some of that mushroom.
Okay, the mushroom I can get behind, but I wasn't getting any of that fruit.
And on the nose, get this one, barnyard, cherry plum, game, and tomato. Okay, more of those.
Yeah.
I could see tomato and barnyard.
And vegetable type of.
And barnyard.
But how are they getting, that's so interesting that
I
the
get that.
taste is so different from what they're saying on the nose.
Well, the nose was the second one.
That's
right?
what I mean.
Yeah.
Like the things that they said for the taste.
It is, but the mushroom, I think it's that mushroom
Yes,
kind of like cellar, it smells like a cellar. Okay, and then the Oak Flat Vineyards Rosé, a typical, I couldn't find tasting notes, but a typical Grenache Rosé from Wine Folly, strawberry, raspberry, watermelon candy, lemonade, cucumber.
Oh,
so we got
cucumber.
Cucumber's
I can
interesting.
see
We got more grapefruit, I think, than anything else.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
That was so much fun.
You were walking into this, you were like, I'm not so sure we can do this.
Well, because we've been really, like going quickly, but that's okay. We're
I
clipping
told you,
along.
I thought we could do it.
But it's good.
We made it in pretty good time.
And I think it's a good representation of what's out there for canned wines for tailgating.
And I just felt like we're not going to do this episode a bunch of times. So I felt like you kind of have to do a variety in order to give it a fair shake, because there's all these different tailgate foods and different palates. And so let's look at a gamut of wines and see what we think. And so I think we were able to do that.
Yeah. And it is the very beginning of football and tailgating season. So now you've got a whole wide variety to choose from.
Yeah. And again, look, if we missed a wine or we missed a food or something like that, like tell us. Post something on our Instagram, like respond or comment on our Instagram. We'd love to hear from you and see what you think.
Okay.
Because we're not perfect. I mean, I'm nearly
practically.
perfect.
Practically.
All right. So, Carmela, it's just about time for us to go. But before we do, we want to thank you very much for listening to us. Mm-hmm. And if you haven't done so yet, now would be a really great time to subscribe and give us a nice rating and review on our website or on Apple Podcasts or any of those things. And it's a free way, again, to support us. And we need your support. Don't just be an athlete, be an athletic supporter.
Right. I mean, we would call ourselves athletic supporters.
That's right.
So we need some support.
That's right. I need a lot of support. Okay. We'd also love to hear from you. And again, about a wine or a tailgating food or whatever. And so you can leave a message for us on our website, thewinepairpodcast.com. And you can join our email newsletter there. And you can email us at joe@thewinepairpodcast.com and talk to us and tell us about us. And follow us on Instagram and Threads and see pictures of these wines and these cans of wine at Instagram. Super fun. Mm-hmm. And with that, we're going to sign off. And so thank you again, and we'll see you next time. And as we like to say, life is short, so stop drinking shitty wine. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And the happy ending at the end of our story. Always think too much, always drink too much, always pray too much, always play too much, and when I'm with you too much.